It's one of the most historic days in history. You know, as I always say, it's times like this where you wish you were a calendar.
You do always say that.
Yeah, I've always said that. But, you know, a lot of people were looking to us. This is one of the greatest in terms of scale, not the best thing to ever happen, but like one of the biggest historical events ever. You saw all the journalists who were saying things like, wow, talk about days that are going to be recorded. And you were looking to us, you know, going, well, it's the biggest event of the year. Where's the greatest joke of the year? And we wanted to save it for the show. We've been in the lab for several days working on a joke, working on the perfect topical joke about Trump shooting. And I think I'm ready to present it.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so for the start of this joke, I'm Obama. For the first part, I'm Obama. I'm going to divide the country. And then for the second part of the joke, I'm the guy who shot Trump in the joke, not my personal life. Hold my beer. That's what he says to Obama, saying, I'm going to divide the country. And there it is. Feel free to use that at your office, your place of work. If you're a blue collar worker, you're not that. No, keep that away from there. If you're a prisoner, use this on the yard. Use it on Grindr. Use it on Raya. Use it wherever. Just enjoy, because we worked really hard on it, and we hope you like it.
Well, folks, it's Monday, July 15th. Will Menaker here. I'm back in the stew. I'm back out on the West Coast, and to follow up on Felix, this is a time that we couldn't be more thrilled to doing the show. It's just like Newsweek magazine. They're living up to the name. This was a week of news.
Yeah, they may as well call themselves like News Hour, because that's how often it's happening.
I mean, like, I just want to say, like, I don't know if you've been following on Twitter, but Amber Rallo, Matt's wife, has updated everyone on there. Matt had a little bit of a hiccup yesterday, but I just want to assure all our listeners he was not seriously injured at the battle box.
Yeah, former Chrisman, not seriously injured.
But yeah, he'll be back to the battle box shortly. And I would like to say, and talk about best jokes about Trump shooting. Matt got off the best post about Trump getting shot from the hospital.
Yeah, no, it was really good. And I said, like, there are people who had great days. No hospital visits at all. They didn't even have to put on a Band-Aid. That's how good their day was. And all they could come up with was oh, he's doing Gangnam Style. Oh, I know what I'm going to be talking about in my Better Help session. Just bullshit. No one had it.
Damn, think about all of the Halloween costumes that are actually that's a free one. Streak some ketchup on your face, which for most of your listeners, they've already got it there. They just need to find a suit secondhand.
Welcoming today's guest, Catherine Krueger.
Hello. Nepotism girlfriend. Yes, I read the subreddit. Shut the fuck up.
There's still a subreddit?
No. Don't look for it.
I was laughing all last night about getting accidentally shot by the Secret Service at a Trump rally, and you wake up you've crossed the river and you wake up on the you've rode ahead to the other side. You wake up and then there's just a sea of McDoubles.
I mean, what is heaven supposed to look like? If it's Burger King, I'm saying send me to the other place.
And a smiling Trump just welcoming you to Valhalla. And I also really the other guy, not the shooter, the other guy who was killed after the shooting. His last reply on Twitter was to Cat Turd.
Well, has Cat Turd said anything? I feel like Cat Turd should put out a statement being like, this is the last thing that crossed this guy's mind was, I hope Cat Turd 2 responds.
And I saw just yesterday, someone shared this. Someone replied to his reply to Cat Turd saying, "You are a legend, sir. Following."
Man, now I'm thinking about how many followers I would get if I died tomorrow. Damn, that almost makes it worth it.
Well, I don't know, just just some initial reactions to. I mean, there's
Wow.
too much to talk about because I mean we're gonna get to Biden's best week ever, but like culminating with probably the best thing that's ever happened to Donald Trump. But Catherine and I were in a car driving up Mulholland Drive on the way to a wedding yesterday. Shout out Paul and Lauren when we got the news that someone took a shot at Trump at his rally in Pennsylvania.
Wow.
What can you say? I mean, my initial reaction was, how are you going to be from Western Pennsylvania and be that bad a shot? And then come to find out that this guy had been kicked out of his high school rifle club for being terrible at shooting.
I have to say, like, when a guy who looks like that is really shitty at guns, it's like, damn, like, how do you not, like, curse God? If you, like... You have one of those like huge foreheads, like what, like
long flowing mane, of greasy hair,
but the worst type of hair.
Yeah,
where it's like partially balding, but like long and wispy, like and God forbid you can never shave your head because no one wants to see more of that skull. And usually, like the consolation for guys who look that fucked up is like they have made up history's greatest shots. You know, there's that like one Canadian guy that throws off the average, the guy who like got one of the longest sniper kills ever, and he just he like looks normal. But for the most part, like Carlos Hitchcock or whatever the fuck his name was, the guy from Vietnam, Simo Holic, they looked awful. They looked disgusting. And they all, like, of course, like later in life, Carlos Hitchcock and Simo Holic, like they had further mitigating factors. Like all those guys had like horrible burns or got into car accidents, but they looked bad before that. But to look like that and you got kicked out of the riflery club, like what do you do? What do you even get into? You can't join a monastery. There's none of that.
Well, what you get into is taking a shot at the president. Yeah.
How was that? We were talking to Grace from Girl God yesterday, and she said when she saw the profile of the shooter, her heart sank because she knew instantly that this was a kid who played Magic the Gathering, and the Magic the Gathering community is going to be very bad for the community. Now, my second reaction on the way to the wedding, seeing the news of this, is in America, nobody wants to work anymore. Nobody wants to work anymore. I'm talking about the shooter, the Secret Service, the state police. It's just nobody wants to work anymore. Everyone's cutting back.
No one has heard of a 45 caliber gun anymore. Like really, would-be assassins in this country have such an awful record.
Yeah, I don't. So the Secret Service, like they had a beat on this guy like before he shot. Like they saw this horrible looking man boy.
He was already in the scope.
Well, like even if like he didn't have a visible rifle and I was a sniper and I saw him, I would be like, I'm just gonna put my scope on him just for fun,
just to see what he's gonna do.
I hope I can kill this guy because of how awful he looks.
Well,
and then thankfully he like pulled out a gun and the Secret Service guy was like, yes. But I don't know. Like everyone has a bad day. I've certainly blown it in Counter-Strike. Like forget about Rainbow Six Siege. I'm not even good at that game. That's probably what real life is more like. Rainbow Six Siege. It's probably not a lot like Counter-Strike. It's probably a lot more like Siege. And Siege is so hard, and there are so many angles, and you fucking press Q and you take out a drone. That's probably what was going on. He was like, "Oh, I have the shot. I'm gonna kill this ugly guy." And then he pressed his I saw on Twitter someone said he was wearing a Kabbalic bracelet. He pressed his Kabbalic bracelet and he opened up a scroll down menu to talk to Yahweh. And he's like, I don't want this. And then the guy had already shot the teleprompter and he was like, fuck. Oh no.
Honestly iconic, like very early 2000s celebrity to be trying to bring Kabbalah back.
Yeah,
yeah.
Madonna.
Yeah, Britney Spears did it for a minute there.
I think it's just like he was honestly just wearing like a normal one of those operator bracelets we've never heard of, where it's like, oh, you wear this like red and black Livestrong bracelet in honor of like the Navy SEAL who was sentenced to 1 year for flattening an entire Okinawan family with an Osprey that he was driving drunk. And we have to get this guy out of Leavenworth. But like, just like crazy people on Twitter were like, "Oh, it's a Jewish thing," because there are so many Jewish snipers
in Western
America.
Pennsylvania. And I guess my final thought about the Trump shooting, and like this is one of these things that like it seems to happen a lot in this country of like apocal era defining moments that
Apocryphal?
apocal.
Okay.
Epic.
All right, I'm just trying to introduce a mispronunciation then.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time, at least for me. But no, what I would say is that it just seems to be one of these like supposedly earth-shattering moments where everything changes that I have like at the same time a bone-deep feeling that will change nothing and people will mostly forget about by next week.
No, yeah, it's not fucking 1982. Everyone's like locked in to whatever they think. Like, okay, the Obama to Trump to Biden voters, they were already going to vote for Trump this time, you know?
I guess like, yeah, my initial reaction was if it wasn't already said before, it is almost impossible to imagine Trump losing this election now. And this is a sentiment borne out by like anonymous comments made by like almost every senior Democrat over the last day or two.
It's
Where
like,
they're just
this is the last thing we wanted to happen.
Yeah.
or they're just like, yeah, we've resigned ourselves to him winning this election. It's like, oh, okay.
I mean, I'm sorry. The media of him, like with blood streaked on his dumb face, and then like fist pumping, like is the only thing that made me like immediately have inside job voices because like or vibes, not voices. I was also having I have inside job voices in my head a lot.
One of Catherine's altars was. But yeah, like I mean, yeah, like you said,
fist pumping.
The photo is all people are going to remember in this, and it's all that's going to matter because it's going to be in like every re-election campaign photo.
Well, that's what I thought.
Online Ceramics is putting it out on a shirt for some reason.
That's what I thought until the president made the best speech ever that saved America.
Thankfully, former Trump is not seriously injured. But in America, we resolve our differences at the battle box.
Yeah. Speeches can change the world, especially now.
Former Trump seriously injured at
Like,
ballot box, at battle bots.
There were multiple takes at that. and they got the one where he goes, thankfully, former Trump is not seriously injured. We, as Americans, we solve our problems at the battle box. Then they tried to, the people who run Biden's account on Twitter tried to like, they did this really sneaky thing where they took the funniest lines from the speech, like seriously injured and battle box, and like retranscribed them to what they thought they were supposed to be, where they're like, they had Biden saying on Twitter, American politics should never be a battlefield or God forbid a killing field. And it's like, no, I heard him. He said, American politics should never be a little battle fella. God forbid.
There's some good reactions. I feel like, so I'm wondering if you saw DJ Academic's live reaction to Trump, and he was like, they're shooting Uncle Trump. They're shooting at Uncle Trump.
Yeah.
I like 50 Cent's reaction.
Oh, yeah. He put Trump's face on over the Get Rich or Die Trying album while he was playing Many Men.
Wish death on me. many orcs wish death on me.
It wouldn't have gone like that. It wouldn't have gone down like that if the shooter was a jock. That's all I'm saying. 5 centimeters from glory.
Yeah, so the shooter, I do appreciate him being like just sort of like the type of fuck up that every kind of American can recognize. Because I feel like if it was too far in the other direction, like if he was either like he was, he subscribed to Jeff Tiedrick or, too far in the other way where it was like all like black suns and like stupid bullshit you've never heard of, and they're like, oh, if you eat peanuts, you're gay. It's where they put all the gay stuff in. If it was too far in any direction, bad. I'm not saying Civil War. People are too lazy for that, but like a worse outcome. Tons of really annoying posts. More attention. But because this guy I don't even think he knows who the president is. He's like that. He was that type of guy. He was a registered Republican who like gave $15 to a pro-Biden PAC the day that he was inaugurated. So just like he doesn't know what's going on. I think he did both those things by accident, like register as a Republican and give money to Biden.
He just checked the wrong box.
Yeah, he was like, oh, damn it. Oh, I thought it was a slot machine.